The cake.
Live! Yeah, we're live. It says we're live.
Then we're live. Hello,
Yeah, we are.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. Look what we got
I
here.
can't see it. Oh, there we go. Well,
Hey.
welcome to the Three Ravens' third birthday annual live stream. This is an annual thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it
This
is
the third year in a row.
annual
The first time we've had a cake.
Yes, we never brought a cake before. Last year we thought we should have brought a cake and also party hats. And
weren't organised enough.
And this year I also thought we should wear party hats and we didn't.
Maybe next year will be the year of the party hat. Martin.
Yeah, hopefully.
I would have quite liked to wear a Welsh hat.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those beautiful Welsh traditional stovepipe hats.
Well, you should wear it next year when we're not doing Wales, and that will be even weirder.
More of a party hat.
Yeah.
We had discussed, well, there's something we're thinking of doing, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is a Three Ravens folkloric costume competition, but we'll get into that.
Anyway, so here is said cake.
Yes, I don't know if you can see, but we have three little ravens on it, which are beautifully sculpted by our friend Katie, whose voice you hear singing on the Forgotten Melodies tracks that she's involved with. But she actually sculpted our three little ravens. This one's got a little key.
Yeah, just like
beak,
in the logo.
Just like the logo. They're very gorgeous. Sadly inedible. Well, not sadly, because we'll keep them.
Anyway, shall we blow out these candles?
We should, and make a wish. And if everyone watching wants to make a wish, and yes, that still counts if you're watching later on, it doesn't have to be live. Wishes always still count.
Absolutely.
Are we ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Three Ravens.
Happy birthday, Three Ravens. And we blew them all out in one.
Well, you would hope so. If
yeah, go team.
Our combined power. One of the things that we do at home is see how far away we can stand from a candle and try and blow it out.
Blowing power.
And I would have thought that I'd be quite good at this, but actually there's like a little shotgun or like, I don't know, a sniper rifle.
Poison dart.
You can do it from a very long way.
I've obviously missed my calling. I should have been a poison dart murderer. I guess there's still time.
Talking of murder, let's
murder a cake. Composing until she was 42. I still have time to be a poison dart murderer if I really want to.
Now,
nice. I would have made a mess of that.
In classic style, Eleanor has organised us for today. She has a list of things that we're going to talk about, which I'm excited about.
Which makes me feel like I'm presenting the news. Welcome to Raven News.
Also, hi to Cheryl. Hi to Nat Monkey. Hey!
Hello, everyone. Who else is here?
And then hi to Matt. Thank you, Matt. That's very kind. Welcome, welcome. If you've got any questions or thoughts, by the way, just shove them in the comments.
Yes.
Now, how big a slice of cake do you want? Is that enough?
I mean, fairly big.
Yeah.
It's a 3-tier.
Okay. Do you want bigger?
That's good to start with.
I was going to say.
For my first slice.
Yeah, all right. So, Eleanor.
And if you have any cake at home, we recommend enjoying it now.
Absolutely.
Welsh cakes are
pour yourself something nice to drink. Speaking of drink, we'll go into that in a minute.
Well, indeed, thank you. Look at that.
Eleanor, what are we talking about next?
Well, we thought that we would use the chance to just have a little reflection on the last 3 years and have a little look forward to what's coming next in the next few months. We've hinted at some of the stuff already, but some stuff we'll be talking about for the very first time today, which is exciting. And hopefully getting your opinions on a bit of future direction as well, because we had a massive discussion about this earlier and couldn't reach a conclusion. And then we thought, we're seeing the conspiracy of Ravens later. We'll ask them.
Is that okay? All right, great. And we're also using some cake forks because we're fancy.
I've lost mine.
That were given to us for our wedding. So there we are. So the past. Eleanor, 3 years ago today.
Yes.
The first episode of Three Ravens came out. It was about Sussex. You wrote it. But also, weirdly, I'd already done episode 2, and you based episode 1 off episode 2.
3 years ago was the last time we were so organised as to have done 2 episodes in advance of release. That has never happened since, and will probably never happen again.
We also learned afterwards that the most effective way to launch a podcast is with 3 episodes straight away.
Yes, we had 2.
No idea that. Yeah, and then we also didn't release them all at once. So what a couple of noodles.
No, but we learned that.
And how do you feel? Can you even remember what it felt like when the podcast first started?
Quite nerve-wracking, actually. I was quite worried when we started about being taken seriously. Oh, how things have changed.
Tracy's here.
Hello,
Hi, Tracy. Sorry, apologies for the lack of hyper points.
I was feeling worried that we would be considered clueless idiots, I think. So in the first few episodes, I think you can hear me trying very hard to sound like a serious academic. Obviously, the scales have fallen from our eyes. That is not the case at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're all happy for it, I think. Well, I'm certainly happy for it.
I mean, nobody knows everything. We've certainly learned a lot.
No,
my
learning
goodness,
all the time, thank goodness.
It's been bonkers, hasn't it?
Especially how to pronounce things. Every day I'm learning. How about you? What did you feel like when the first?
I felt scared.
Yeah, scared was.
I felt really nervous about it.
As well.
And I think part of that nervousness was knowing how hard it is for a podcast to find people like your good selves. You know, finding listeners is just so hard for an independent podcast. And I think that first episode in the first week had like 43 downloads or something.
Yep.
Which was giddy.
Hey, it was a start.
It was a start.
It was something.
It sort of went from like 40 odd to 50 odd to 60 odd before it suddenly went 400, which was obviously very exciting when that happened. But yeah, it was a nerve-wracking little time, wasn't it?
Definitely.
We also hadn't thought, and probably should have, about some kind of strategy for social media.
Yeah, that didn't exist then. I think we did it, didn't we? But I don't know if we did it particularly well or particularly often.
Yeah, and we didn't realise how much time that was going to take.
No, and of course in 3 years that game has changed. The kind of things that the social media services even ask you to do now are different than they were 3 years ago.
Yeah, they are.
So it's very gamified now.
It has, and it's a bit frustrating.
8 videos a week. There aren't even 8 days in a week.
Yeah. I
can't make more than one video a
people not have things to do?
A week, a month.
We do. We have books to read and episodes to record.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not your fault, says Tracy. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate that.
It's obviously come a long way since then, and we've just kept adding more parts to it, haven't we? More moving bits.
But I think the main thing I'd reflect upon is, as excited as we were and as ambitious as we were when we started, I think we have become more excited, more happy, more ambitious as things have gone on.
Definitely. And most of that's down to the amazing community, to be honest, because having conversations with you all, getting your feedback, your thoughts on what stories you've liked and things like that, it's just amazing. And that's the fire that's really fed the whole thing and kept it all running. And I think I've just sort of felt happier as regards that as it went on, really.
And I think also more it's really good. More confident as well.
Yeah, definitely.
In your own writing and self, and like thinking, okay, well, people do want to listen to what I have to say, which I don't think was your sitch beforehand. I mean, you were often a quiet person in a room. You still are a quiet person in a room. That's the irony, is that you will sit quietly while other people speak. But then on the
I'm
podcast,
watching and listening, and I'm going to put you all in a story later. I'm the creep in the corner with the notebook.
Yeah, you are, but you're my creep. You're our creep. All right, I said drink. So
so this is exciting.
So here it comes. It's a beer, guys.
Turner?
By Breed's Cross Brewery, and if you look down here, what the heck is going on?
That is a Three Ravens collaboration beer, is what that is.
Yeah, it's very hard to do things on camera backwards.
Yes. Anyway, that is what that is. So the lovely Sean and Ruth of Breed's Cross approached us and asked if we wanted to collaborate. And Sean originally very kindly invited Martin and I if we would go up to Breed's Cross to help them brew this beer. Then everything kicked off with my health, so we didn't get to do that, sadly, although I would still love to because it looks so interesting. And I had a great time visiting the Bridgeport Brewery when we did that a few years ago. And so I still feel I've missed that opportunity. But we were chatting away with them about the beer we wanted to do with them, because all of their beers, we did a little post about them a while ago, they're all inspired by photo stories. And it turns out one of Ruth's favorites is the Mermaid of Zena, which was one of our early stories. So this is the Mermaid of Zena beer, which is, what is it? It's an IPA, isn't it?
I will do the description for you.
Go, Martin.
A beautifully balanced beer with a smooth bitterness, a full-bodied mouthfeel. You always want a full-bodied mouthfeel, I think. And a long, satisfying finish.
Like the tail of a mermaid.
I guess so. It has flavours of caramel, citrus, and tropical fruit. Allegedly.
Gorgeous. Well, this is actually our first time trying it. We thought we'd save it. So cheers.
Cheers.
To you
Happy
all.
birthday.
And let's see how that one.
Yeah.
Yum. It's delicious.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, so yeah.
As for how you get that, currently it's available through Breeds Cross only because we don't have an alcohol license,
No,
so we cannot sell it to you, but they can sell it to you. And I think it will be in some pubs. So if you see it in the wild, we will be so excited to see a picture of that.
And I will be completely honest, never in our wildest dreams did we think that we would have our logo and sort of be involved in the making of a beer.
No, absolutely crazy.
So,
but amazingly cool. And the artwork, as indeed is all of Breeds Cross artwork, is done by an amazing artist called Matt Willis.
Yes, you might
who
know
also
Matt.
Does the folklore box. He's involved in the East Anglia Folklore Society.
Yep.
Really cool guy, great art. So very exciting to see our mermaid in his style.
So did past, present. Things are going well, it seems.
Yes.
Seems
Wales
like,
approaches the end.
Yeah, we're so close to the end.
I still feel like we're quite deep in the Welsh foothills.
Yeah, we
the
are.
foothills of folklore.
Yeah.
It is close to ending now.
It's been a really interesting experience.
It has. And it's gone on longer than we thought it would because of health and other bits and bobs. And of course we get the haunting season Christmas interruption, which forever happens because that is what happens. But it's been fascinating.
It has. We've learned
not what we expected.
Loads. Definitely not what we expected. And I can't believe it's concluding so soon.
Yeah.
But there we are. It seems to me it's just whipped by, but I guess that's just by virtue of being so busy.
Yeah, and when you consider there are relatively few counties and stories compared to England, which we did twice.
Yeah, I think we've given it a damn good go.
Yeah, and we've met some lovely people, some really cool local legends who we've interviewed, and had an interesting time doing it.
Liam, a little late, but joining not long into the stream. Happy birthday! Thank you very much.
Liam.
We are having cake, and we are also having beer.
Yes, Three Ravens beer.
I'm glad lots of praise for the mermaid design on the beer can.
Yeah, well, hopefully you will get to try it soon.
Yes, cheers, Pink Nick. Pink Nick the Geek. I like it. This is a good name.
That's mine. Cheers, he said, putting one down with one hand and picking up the other. And that's my
Nobody
cake.
knows. It's all mysteries. What happens under here?
I know.
We could have no clothes on at all and no one would have a clue.
Our house is way too cold for that. We have loads of clothes on.
Yeah. But anyway, so immediate future plans. We kind of unpacked a bit of this in the newsletter and talked about it in the update episode. But basically what we're planning to do, because Eleanor is going to have a surgery.
Yes. The long-awaited, the one I was told I needed to have when I wasn't very well in September last year, is going to happen. And there's been a heavy hint it will be quite soon, as in next month, quite soon. Although still waiting for 100% confirmation on that because that's how that goes.
Yeah. The NHS won't call you until they can actually confirm it all. But the indication is it should be happening in April,
reasonably soon,
which is going to knock Eleanor out of service for a little while. We don't know quite how long it's going to be, but in a way, because Three Ravens Series 7 is coming to an end, it then gives us a little bit of wiggle room to do things.
It's just been like, wait till after Wales.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I would quite like it.
Yeah, well, really, I mean, we try not to moan on the podcast because we want it to be a positive thing that people come to and feel happy and warm, but it hasn't been easy.
No, I mean, I've spent time in a fair bit of pain recently, which is dull to talk about and obviously nothing to do with our subject. So we haven't really.
And also it sometimes worries people in the Three Ravens
Absolutely.
community.
And, we don't. But because everything is fine, it's all progressing as it should.
Yeah, so, that's right. But that's going to happen. The main plan for the summer is to shift our bonus episodes from Thursdays to Mondays.
Yeah, so if you've got happily used to new content on Mondays, nothing is changing. There will be new content on Mondays. It will just be the four Bernard series. Beer and I'm away. The 4 bonus series instead.
Yes.
Which will continue right the way through into July, which is, I think, when we wrap them all up, but there'll be 13 episodes of each. Well, of Bestiary and Magic and Medicines, there will be 26 episodes each.
26
because they're the older siblings, which have endured the longest.
And the reason that we're winding those up is what we're going to do in September is take what is a Monday episode at the moment. If you imagine, you've got the county part and then the story. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the county part, and that's going to be a discrete episode. And then we're going to take the story. That's going to come out on Thursdays. So it gets its own space and time, and we don't end up with these massive episodes that are 2 hours long or longer.
Because if you've been here for 3 years, you probably remember the first episode on March the 6th, 2023. How long is that? 40 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
And that's the whole thing with the story. And that was the last time we were able to do that, because they have got longer and longer. And while some people say they really like the longer length, others say it's harder to listen to it all in one sitting, and it doesn't fit in quite so well. So we thought we'd have a go at splitting it
for America,
see how that goes,
see how it works,
and see how people like it.
And that, series 8. That will be America. It's the first 13 states of the United States, which is going to be really exciting. We do need some advice, though, and we're really kind of moving into future territory here.
Yeah, so once we've done the 13 original states of the Union, we have been debating all afternoon what to do next, because we're thinking we probably don't want to do all the rest of America at once.
No.
Because that's obviously a large number.
It is.
But
it would be the equivalent of 4 series.
Yeah, it's a long time for us Brits to be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So
and we want to do it all in time, but we're thinking not all together.
We do. But what we figured we would do for sure is do Series 8 America. Then Series 9, we'll go to Scotland. But Scotland has 34 or 35, depending on who you ask, historic counties.
And it turns out that has not changed a lot. It still has like 32 administrative council areas now.
Crazy.
So it's a big boy.
Yeah, so it's not quite as big as the 39 historic counties of England. But the question is, do we do 13 of them and then go and do something else, so maybe some more America, and then come back to Scotland? Or do we go...
Would that be mad?
Scotland, 3 series, a bit like we did with England, and then come back to America. So it's basically, would people like things more broken up or more together for Scotland? Please, to the chat.
Tell us your thoughts, because we think there's pros and cons to either way of doing things. So whichever. I mean, it's kind of worked for us doing Wales as a discrete chunk altogether, because there's only 13 historic counties. Scotland's a much bigger beast.
It is a much bigger beast.
And so, as we discovered, is Ireland.
Yes.
Lots of counties in Ireland too. Another 34 historic counties of Ireland. So that's another big boy.
And then within things, by the way, of course, there are plans for like novel length series and things that are going to be happening, like special little series. So the first mini series we want to do is only a 3-parter, but it's in the summer. Before we start America, we wanted to do the folklore of birth, the folklore of marriage, and the folklore of death. And we thought that would be just an interesting 3-part little exploration that we could do in August before we launch into our first chunk of American states. So, we're interested to hear everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
Alicia is here.
Hello, Alicia.
Hello, Alicia. I don't know if you can see this, Alicia, but this is a gift that Alicia sometimes. So, do you want America, Scotland, America, something else, or space it out, or do you want everything for Scotland all together? We need to know. Help us.
Over the summer period gap between main series, we'll also carry on with the fairy books. We're going to go into the Lang's Red Fairy Book next, which is so fun.
Yeah, much stranger than the first one.
It's much weirder than the Blue Fairy Book. Your Cinderellas and Aladdins out the window. The Red Fairy Book is mad. There are some unhinged fairy tales within, and I cannot wait to share some of them, let alone the voices that will probably come out of Martin on some of them.
Crispin's Day says that everything, fingers crossed for April.
Oh, thank you so much.
Which is very kind. People are looking forward to Scotland.
Excellent.
When is Ireland is the question. So exactly.
When is Ireland?
Because
the Irish question for our times.
Yeah, precisely. There's Northern Ireland, which is a smaller project than the rest of Ireland.
Yeah.
So we could do something like 13 American states.
13 Northern Irish.
13, then not even 13 of them in Northern Ireland. I don't think. And then I think then it would be Scotland. And then do we do some Ireland? But then that just pushes America further on and Scotland further on.
We're thinking we'll put a poll on the Patreon for those of you who are Patreon members, and you can have a little vote, and we'll see where it comes out at as well. As to what would be the most enjoyed.
What's easier from a research point of view, Scotland broken up altogether? It's probably easier to do it all together.
Definitely easier to do it all together, because I think based on the Wales experience, I would have found it more difficult if we'd done it all split up.
Yeah,
because I kind of got it in my head, and I'm going, oh, that place is in this place, and this happened here, and that's a story from over there. So actually, that's a really good point.
Tracy may have just won this entire argument and discussion.
Yeah.
By saying,
I've not got my last.
It's not fair to Scotland to break it up.
That's true.
It's kind of true.
Would that be seen as a terrible anglicising,
it would.
colonial, awful thing to have done?
It would. So I think
the SNP will be after it.
Certainly, I was on the fence, balancing, teetering, but I'm thinking now maybe I'm teetering more towards 13 states of America than all of Scotland.
Let's just get Scottish.
And when it'll be a year, it'll be a year of Scotland. So we'll put some stuff in to break things up. Obviously, between the series and everything else.
3 full series,
3 full series of
exciting. I mean, there's some amazing places. We had a little kind of cursory look earlier, and we're just so excited already to get to Scotland.
Yeah. So Alicia's also added, as the man said, breaking up is hard to do.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm quite anxious about the breakup of the UK. I know it's a massive whole discussion topic, but the people of Scotland at the moment are semi-miffed with the English.
I think they always have been.
That's true.
I'm not sure they thoroughly loved us. A bit like the Welsh.
I don't think we've been
Irish.
thoroughly lovable.
No. Historically, not thoroughly lovable behaviour.
Oh dear.
This is why we're here. We're trying to,
correct things.
Thoroughly unlovable behaviour.
And take an interest, a kind interest, to foster conversation between peoples.
And talk about the monster of Linlithgowshire.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's talking about.
No, nobody's.
It's a black bitch, incidentally.
Yes, it is. We were looking earlier. We started. It's very hard when you're like, oh, I wonder what's there. And then you just dip a toe and suddenly you'll be down a rabbit hole.
Well, and here we are 3 years later.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Okay, well, that's one kind of helpful discussion.
Yeah, that's very good. And we will go through all of these comments carefully and extract data.
Now, one of the other things that we want to say is a little bit about Christmas. We haven't made all the decisions about Christmas yet. The Christmas feast that we did was a lot of work, and it was fun. But we're wondering if there's better ideas. So if you have better ideas, then please whack them in the chat.
So the plan is to release another Christmas story, not the story of Christmas, but a daily chapter story, as we've done the last 2 years with Gawain and Vasilisa. So the talking stick will pass back to Martin this year, and he's thinking some sort of wintry original folk horror daily release, probably again up to solstice, because I think the week of Christmas everyone's busy, but then some people enjoy having something to listen to in downtime, family escape time, whatever that may be, present wrapping time if you're like me and leave it till the afternoon of Christmas Eve to wrap your presents.
So we have a plan for it. My original concept was let's just do Lancelot, which is the next Arthurian.
Next installment in the Gawain.
Right.
Which is always a possibility.
And I have been doing a bit of researching, a bit of planning for Lancelot. But it's not Christmas. It's not Christmas.
He's quite a summery guy.
He's a bit more of a summery dude.
A bit more of a lying in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Wearing Speedo.
That's it. Charming babes.
Drinking pina coladas.
Or thinking he's charming
Arthurian
babes.
pina coladas.
But yes, so that is coming up, but it didn't seem right for Christmas. We talked about doing part 2 of Dog Days, as in not Dog Days, but the next Kit Marlowe installment.
Again, doesn't seem very Christmassy.
No.
I honestly feel like Kit Marlowe's bit of a Scrooge.
Yeah.
Just not really getting into the spirit of things. So that didn't feel right either.
And also we have a plan for it taking place in spring anyway. So the plan is to plug the next Kit Marlowe adventure into April of next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So spring next year, we will have the second part of that. We do know the name of it. If people want to know the name of it, then let us know and we'll tell you. So for Christmas, it's like, well, Lancelot's not right and Kit's not right. Why don't we do something original? So it's going to be called Blackbriar is the name of it. And it's going to be a kind of gothic folk horror. And it's an idea that we've been kicking around for what? 3, 4,
quite 5? A long time, yeah.
About 5, yeah, I think about 5 years. So it's one that we've been meaning to tell for ages. So we're going to have fun doing that. So that's Christmas. But actually, week of Christmas, what do you want? What do you want on the week of Christmas? Please tell us.
We'll go for probably do the ghost story for Christmas Eve thing. As that's a tradition bigger than ourselves, but is now our tradition also.
And you know what you're doing for that.
Yeah, I've already got a bit of a plan for that in place. So that will probably happen. But yeah, any requests for Christmas week? Because I think it falls again. I think it's the 23rd is the Monday.
Right.
Isn't it? So maybe.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think so.
Eleanor can think in calendar, which I can't do. What you just saw was a woman just going.
What day will it be on?
Like a human abacus, figuring out what day of the week it was. So that's kind of like past, present-ish, like kind of the rest of the year.
Oh no, we missed one quite important thing.
What's that?
A spooky whole thing that happens in October. You jump straight to Christmas because you've had sugar now and you're all hopped up on birthday cake and you missed haunting season.
Generation 1 haunting season mug. There you go. If you have one of those, then you're in the true hardcore.
Where's Gen 3? Is it in the dishwasher?
No, that's Gen 3. Gen 2's in the dishwasher. A few people, more people have that one, that's for sure. So yeah, of course, we'll have new haunting season stuff. We've got, our second book, Three Ravens Ghost Tales.
So that's really exciting. So far, things always move a bit in publishing, but the projected publication date is September. Yep. So Ghost Tales should be there in time for Halloween.
So it's going to be a super spooky October for us because a ghost story collection from us coming out that time of year. What? How exciting.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And we wanted to make this year's haunting season better than ever.
Bigger and better.
Something that we've loved doing for all 3 of the years so far is our ghost story writing competition, because it means we get to read your stories and we get to read them out and get to enjoy going through them all and just having that process. So we're definitely keeping the haunting season ghost story writing competition, but we thought we'd do something a little bit different with it this year and structure it around a series of themes. So we're going to have a different theme for each week of haunting season, each of the 4 weeks, and invite people to write within those themes. You can choose whichever one, and you can submit to more than one of them. That's absolutely fine, because we did find last year that some people were saying, I've actually got 2 stories, and then that was difficult to choose.
Yeah, of course.
But this time that will be easier to choose because we have different themes, and we'll kind of be exploring those as well with whatever we end up doing.
Yeah. I'm also going to add in, while we're here, Heidi's asking, when will we slip in the Isle of Man? We were talking about this as part of the Scotland project, because the Scotland project doesn't add up to 39 episodes perfectly.
No, because there are 34 counties.
So there's space for the Isle of Man in there and some other island, islands that have fascinating stories.
Getting into the islands, though, you go down an interesting hole, because then do you go for all islands owned by the British? And then it gets into the folklore of tax havens.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But do you know how many islands there are around Great Britain? I had no idea of quite how many. There are 6,000 islands around.
And some of them are quite small.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Little rocks.
Yeah, they're good.
They still qualify.
Good for puffins, but not much else. But yeah, so that is the plan. The Isle of Man is coming in there, and my knowledge of Isle of Man folklore is quite limited at the moment. Is yours also quite limited at the moment, Isle of Man? Yeah. So we're going to have to spend some quality of time learning about it.
I know more Orkney's folklore.
Yeah, whether we need to do more than one episode about the Isle of Man, because it is one of the 6 Celtic nations, even though it's relatively small in size, it's super important.
We've been asked about the Channel Islands before as well, which definitely have interesting folklore, so we'll probably look at them in there as well.
Alicia's saying, I love a folk horror, maybe based on the 12 Days of Christmas song, with the gifts getting more and more unhinged as people go mad. Write it, Alicia. No, so we were talking about haunting season. Did you say the 4 themes?
I didn't,
okay.
No.
Right.
So the 4 themes that we have putatively chosen are ghosts of the theatre, ghosts of sea and shore, ghosts of war, and ghosts of sacred spaces. I think we called the last one.
Right.
Which sort of covers churches, barrow tombs, stone circles, you name it.
So the idea is that then there's going to be 4 different categories to enter. That'll be the 4 different episodes. And so we'll be looking for 2 winning stories from each theme go into the episode. So that's the plan. So themes of war, the theatre, what was it? Sacred spaces, and the sea.
Yeah, sea and shore. These are all themes that we have received entries on in the past, and we're both interested in. And we think that people are generally interested. There'll probably be something in there.
And the reason that we've chosen these themes is because we found places nearby us, relatively nearby us, that are all those things, those places, and all haunted. Yeah. So we are going to go to them.
Go and have a little visit. Bring back the field recording.
That's right. And also speak in some cases to some of the people who work there. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. We're going to have fun doing that for haunting season. But please, if everybody has already started stories, keep going with your stories and fit them into one of those things.
We'll make it work.
But now you've got the rest of the summer up until... we're going to close at the end of August again, aren't we?
Yeah,
so
that's the best.
Up until the end of August. So the rest of March, I can't give months.
No.
But all of the other months.
That's 5 months.
Thank you. 5 months. I got suddenly very nervous about counting. I don't know why.
It's okay.
Genuinely, how do you find the time? The truth is, because this is our job now.
And we do kind of bend time even within that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, I have said before on podcasts and interviews and things like that, it's not always entirely healthy the way.
Martin's done 1 all-nighter this week.
Yeah. So what was that in order to get which thing done? Did I do an all-nighter?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I think it was to write the rest of the episode about Hildegard of Bingen.
I think you stayed at writing.
Yeah, I did. I stayed up to do that.
I don't do all-nighters myself.
Eleanor conks out.
No, it's not for me.
But yeah, so editing I can always do overnight, and then sometimes writing I can do. I can't write stories overnight though. I find that my concentration is not good enough.
I can't do anything. I'd rather get up at 5 a.m. than get cracking. I can do that. Yeah. The other way around.
Yeah. So how do we get it done? Well, the truth of it is, for me, I just sit down and work, and Eleanor very helpfully goes, okay, you need to do this, then this, then this. Otherwise I get completely lost and confused.
It's quite a lot of scheduling. We have a meeting on Mondays.
Do you want the last bit of this, or shall I?
I haven't got very far with this one, so you go ahead.
Funnily enough, I have.
Obviously our meetings are not particularly official and usually happen in bed in our pajamas, but we have a little weekly catch up and figure out what needs to get done and what we'd like to achieve. And the answer is we don't get it all done. The goals that we set for ourselves, which nearly always involve much more social media and promotion, hardly ever get met because we focus all our attention on the things that are interesting to us, which is researching, writing, and communicating with actual people. So like answering emails, answering messages on Facebook and stuff, rather than doing that kind of very boring marketing stuff. Ask any artist. Marketing's the worst bit, and yet we all do have to be our own PR team, because that is how things work.
And what makes it enjoyable is the interactions that we have with people. That's really nice. But it's also mystifying when social media decides it's going to lift up one thing you do, and then you do a similar thing and it doesn't show it to anyone. And you're like,
really strange.
I spent loads of time on that. I don't know. I'm sure everybody gets the same.
It's beyond our comprehension, I think.
It's frustrating.
It's mere mortals.
One day, hopefully, the Conspiracy of Ravens will grow sufficiently large that not only can it afford to pay both of our salaries simultaneously, but also we might be able to bring someone on who's young and enthusiastic
Has
about,
an iPhone.
yeah, about doing social media, so they can take care of more of it. Or they can at least, like you do, give me lists of things. Okay, I need this from you, I need this from you, and I did this from you on these days. And then I can work on that.
Yes.
But yeah, Cheryl has a Generation 3 haunting season mug. Thanks, Cheryl.
Nice.
Yeah. So haunting season, please write stories, please send them in.
Yes, 3,000 words again. That seemed to be, that worked well. That was
Absolutely.
a nice length, I think. I'm just seeing what else is on my list. Yes, that declares that contest officially open. The other new thing that's coming, we've talked about a little bit, and that's our new style newsletter.
Yes.
Which is really more of a magazine, which is kind of horribly overambitious, but we're going to try and do it anyway. And hopefully it will be really enjoyable and interesting, because we've kept the same format for our newsletter for a while.
2 years.
Yeah.
More than 2 years.
It's definitely time to change it up and try and include more interesting and different things each month.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that will be nice. We're gonna, I think, didn't really say this, but we are going to give the first one away, aren't we? Just to say, you know, you will normally get it on Patreon, but the first one is free.
It's free on Patreon,
yeah,
for anyone who signs up, just so they can get a sense of what it's going to be like.
Exactly.
Because when we started out, we really hoped that the newsletter would be a selling point for people joining the Patreon. And in the interim, in the last 3 years, it's been fascinating to see so many different folklore periodicals come roaring up, actually in physical print from various different societies
gorgeous
and
magazines,
and
you know, things like Ritual and Wit and Weird Walk are all amazing.
Yeah, Hellebore as well, of course. So there's loads of really great ones, and we thought, oh well, why can't we do that? Because a lot of what we do already is similar to this, so why don't we reformat it and see if there's a way we can turn it
we won't be making physical copies of it, because sadly our budget is just not allowed, but it will be pretty in full color.
yeah. Thank you, Alicia. Alicia loves the newsletter and the tarot guide.
Oh, great. I'm really glad. Yes, that came out this week.
Yeah.
That was this week. Yes.
So yeah, that one I did on Monday. just do it on Monday.
That on Monday.
Mad. But yeah, so quarters we're really excited about. The first one's going to be a mad rush because, of course, Series 7
is out in 2 weeks and we haven't started it.
We've got
we have started it actually.
We've got plans for every page. We've just got quite a lot of writing to do. But I'm at the moment working on Monday's episode, which will come out early on Patreon this week, by the way, because Ellen is not around on Sunday, so it has to come out.
It has to.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, something's gone badly wrong.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come out early, you can imagine the scene at Raven's HQ on Sunday night.
Yeah.
A harried Martin, hair sticking on end, and me basically being propped up with a broom handle, attempting to get my words out without slurring them.
We're recording it tomorrow. It'll be fun.
It's happening.
But once that's done, that's my last episode of this series of 3 Ravens, which means I should have a bit more time to dedicate to quarters. So yeah, I'm really excited about doing more work on that one. Scotch scones. Love the Spencer and Associates stories. And the shadow of the hell bitch left Una hanging. We need more. You do need more. We completely agree that you need more.
You will get more.
You will get more. This year, in terms of Patreon exclusives, not only will you get more Spencer and Associates, but you're also going to get the start of the folklore of the sacred trees. Everyone was so keen on that idea after we did the folklore of flowers episode that we're going to start cycling through the trees as well. So I've already done a whole bunch of research on that, but we're going to keep on working on that, and then the folklore of trees will be something that will keep on coming out on
Patreon. We're going to try and keep it varied, because that's what we've done so far, and it seems to go well. You know, we'll do a sort of deep dive into a topic, or we'll do a story, or it'll be an interview, or it'll be one of our live wander around ghost tour type things when we're able to do them. And
hopefully when you've had your surgery and you've recovered, we'll be in a bit better space to go
to actually go wandering. Yeah,
because at the moment it's not really realistic.
Directing operations from padded chairs.
Yes, indeed. But you know, for haunting season, we'll definitely be going and visiting some haunted places.
Good.
Hopefully before then we can get another one in. And then around that, it's live shows, isn't it? It's live shows.
So there's a few more live shows. The next one's in April. That's Treadwell's books. Again, lovely Treadwell's books. We're going back. Again, hoping that I'm going to be able to be present. But if I'm not, it will still go ahead with Martin and lovely Christina, who runs Treadwell's.
Absolutely.
We'll make it work.
Next week's Farnham.
Yes. Oh, that's next. Tuesday's next.
So Farnham Literary Festival's next week. And then there's more on the website. There's some that we're about to add.
Yes.
And then we've got a friend who's a tour booker.
Yeah, that's an exciting development.
And he is currently in conversation with dozens, and I mean dozens of venues for us to go and wander around the country.
So we're really hoping, if you're England based, there'll be a Three Ravens near you this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have already started to have a few conversations with some Welsh venues as well.
Which is exciting.
So, you know, hopefully over the next year, there'll be an increasing number of Three Ravens live shows to come to and attend and have fun and obviously meet with us and stuff. But then around that also, those will be released on our RSS feed in due course, so everyone can hear them. But it's more that idea of being able to travel and go around to some of the places that we've spoken about. It's a dream for us to visit all of these folkloric locations, but unfortunately, because of material limitations, we haven't been able to go to half as many as we'd like. So so please keep an eye on the homepage, and if you aren't subscribed to the mailing list that goes out on the 1st of every month, please subscribe. That is the place where we'll keep on sending out all of our dates and updates.
Yeah, we will do. It may be that the format of that is slightly going to change in the next couple of months, because I'm using MailChimp, and MailChimp has just changed its terms. If you use it, you will know. So I may be migrating that to another platform, but it will be substantially the same. It will have the same content.
Yeah, MailChimp are frustrating, aren't they? Naughty, very naughty. If you use MailChimp, then this month it was last month they did naughty things.
Did the dirty.
Tom the Tale Teller is here.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah, hi. And Tom is plugging his book.
Excellent. Buy Tom's book, everyone.
Forest Folk Tales for Children. Yeah, it's very good. But in that he talks about the folklore of trees. That was
yes.
what he was saying.
Buy Tom's book.
Good on you, Tom. I was actually interviewing Peter Stevenson the other night,
who's the author of this one, Welsh Folk Tales. Is that the right way around?
Yeah, that's the right way around.
Anyway, and loads of other books.
Loads of other books. I mean, he's an extremely talented man. But he was talking last night with me about the folklore of trees. After our chat, we had a good old chinwag.
Yeah, lovely guy.
So what a lovely gentleman. And we've got 3 quite big interviews to cap off Wales, actually, that we haven't really spoken about.
Peter, but we can let those be a surprise.
Yeah,
can't we?
There's that, and then there's 2 others. If you were going to guess which 2 other people involved in Welsh sort of folklore and podcasting you'd want to be interviewed for Three Ravens, it's probably
you'd probably
them.
guess these 2.
It's probably them. Cool. What else have we got on the list?
I think we've talked through all of the kind of news updates. We've got some questions to answer. Let me just consult my list.
Okay, you read. One thing I wanted to say is,
we've talked about everything.
We're reluctant to keep on plugging stuff because obviously, it's not very fun to keep on plugging stuff. It's a bit boring. But we do have the Tales of Southern England tour as well. So if you are interested in coming on a holiday, an 8-day holiday, Three Ravens themed, around 7 historic counties of the south of England.
With lovely people. It's going to be cool. Yes.
It's brilliant. All you need to do is click to register. You can do that through our website
and
again.
Then someone will give you all of the details and a chat if you want it as well.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely amazing experience. We're pretty thrilled about it. So, all right, that's that done.
Yeah.
Now, we were sent some messages, some questions by Emma.
Yes, they're in a tab
who we love. We heart Emma.
Yes. So those are there.
There we go. All right. So Emma, I don't know if Emma is in the chat.
I don't think Emma could make it.
No. So
she said she'd catch up.
Yeah, she will. So hi, Emma, when you're catching up. Question 1. I enjoy everything you produce. And as a carer, that's why Emma's not here, I don't get a lot of me time. Podcasts are the format that facilitate it because of the flexibility of access, and the volume of content you produce means I've always got something to look forward to in those moments of downtime. So thank you. We know from previous discussions that you set out to foster a community of like-minded individuals through Three Ravens. How else has the podcast format allowed you to achieve your personal and professional goals? Whew.
Well, the big one that's a personal and a professional goal is having a book published. And the podcast format has definitely allowed us to achieve that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's made me a better writer.
But it's also kind of dealt with that loneliness problem that we felt like we had before starting it up. We weren't really having the conversations that we wanted to have all the time, and we weren't necessarily connecting with people in our area in real life that we wanted to chat to and have things in common with. And the podcast has definitely given us that. With the fan page, the Three Ravens page, we can see what people are making and working on, and we can have those kind of one-to-one and group interactions with listeners. It's been lovely.
Yeah. I mean, an outstanding goal, as we've spoken about in other places, is trying to get some of these longer form, novel length projects published.
That's a big one for us, but that's a big job, and that is a thing that falls by the wayside, and as regards time.
Yeah, we don't have time to do that. So yeah, that is something that we're planning to get sorted, sort of post-surgery for Eleanor, and spend a bit of time.
Go through and actually edit those manuscripts that get written rather quickly.
Yes, rather quickly, with a few spelling mistakes here and there. So that is a thing that we're still very much aiming towards. But the main thing really is not feeling so isolated, because there's lots of people who've been doing folky things on the internet for much longer than Three Ravens has been around. You think about Hookland, classic from Twitter, but they've been going for so long doing the Hookland stuff, and Folklore Thursday and the ladies who've been running that for years. I know they're less active now, but back in the day they were very, very important.
Well, they've moved more into books, haven't they?
That's it. So I think one of the things that we'd found before that is you can engage in folklore content on the internet and maybe get lost a little bit. Once we started Three Ravens, then it became a lot more interactive for us. I think people started to talk to us more and engage with things more. And there's nothing quite like feeling listened to. I can imagine every single person here right now goes through times in life where they feel like they're not really being listened to. And it is an absolute privilege, probably the great privilege of my life, that you listen to me and you listen to Eleanor. It makes us feel very, very happy and very, very lucky that you're willing to spend hours of time with us, listening to
enjoying silly puns and over enjoyment of early Welsh kings and their silly names.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah.
But I used to have that nightmare, the one where your teeth fall out, which they say is a fear of not being listened to and not being heard. And since we started the podcast and started talking to you all, I haven't had that nightmare. And I have not had it since.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. I've nearly finished my cake. You've barely even started yours.
And you're on multiple tabs. You're clicking, you're drinking, you're eating. I'm just sitting here.
I'm like an octopus of productivity.
You're a lovely octopus.
Thank you. So question 2. My favorite bonus series is definitely The Bestiary. Thank you. In particular, the episodes on goblins and vampires. I love learning about the folkloric and linguistic origins of our favorite beasties. Which has been your favorite bonus series, and why? Okay, that's quite a tough question.
I think my favorite is Magic and Medicines for me to write. Although I enjoyed doing Dying Arts a lot. I did have fun with it, but I didn't think I could do another 13 of it. Whereas Magic and Medicines kind of keeps going.
I also think
that I always have fun.
With Dying Arts, what we started to see is there were just some topics that were popular with people, and then there were some topics that really weren't. Whereas with Magic and Medicines, it feels like most things listeners are willing to have a go.
Like quite interesting to most people. Because it's the reason it's interesting to me. I think, I know a little bit about that, so I'll go into it and then realize I know very little, and it's actually totally different to how I'd imagined, and that's great.
Crazy thing happened yesterday with Hildegard of Bingen. I thought Hildegard of Bingen would be popular, that people would really like Hildegard of Bingen because her life's
a big
amazing.
Deal.
Yesterday on the main RSS feed, we got half the number of downloads, 50%.
So Hildy Bing Bongs. She was not the thing.
We loved it.
She was not it.
Clearly, lots of people who listened to it thought it was really fun.
Maybe it was listened to by serious scholars who didn't like that we called her Hildy Bing Bongs.
Maybe. No, they would have had to download it to listen to it, so they still would have
Was
counted.
it in the show notes, though?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you did subtitle it "None of Your Business."
I is what I is. But anyway, so yeah,
just a thought.
I really enjoyed doing Something Wicked, but I found that, again, if I was picking subjects that people didn't know about, we were getting a fraction of the downloads. And I also think with true crime, one of the things that I realized, like when I had the idea, I was like, I'm going to do a true crime thing about folkloric incidents. That's going to be really cool. But what I realized is I'm not very interested in the blood, the guts, the gore, and the horror of true crime. And that is actually what a lot of people who listen to true crime come for. They come for that kind of horrifying but interesting.
That wasn't really our cup of
pathos.
tea.
No.
I listened to a very good podcast about the victims of Jack the Ripper called Bad Women.
Yes,
I don't know if anyone else has come across that.
Mm.
It's a several-parter, incredibly good podcast, but it is about the victims of Jack the Ripper, but not Jack the Ripper. And the historian who did that podcast got loads of backlash for what she was doing. Like, she actually read out, some of the notes she received about her doing this at all, which was so strange to me because she wasn't doing anything particularly controversial. She was just going into the history of these women's lives.
Yeah, but we've seen that as well.
Yeah,
so one
which
of the things
is really interesting. Because we did find a bit with Something Wicked that we were doing a wee bit of myth busting as well. Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. I think people rock up expecting, and then the sexy vampire in the underwear nightdress and her horde of young lovers, and we were a bit like, it was politics. Which was less sexy.
Yeah. We obviously try to make everything entertaining as well as interesting. But one of the trends that I was going to say is we tend to find when we're doing our bonus series, if they're about women, they are less downloaded. Which is creepy and strange.
But yeah, Mother Shipton, Hildegard. Yep. Who else do we have? Catherine Montvoisin, La Contrala. All of those true crime ones as well.
Even Morgan Le Fay compared to some of the male wizards we've spoken about on Mages.
I don't know why. I don't know if that's just because people know less about them than they do about, say, Dr.
But
D.
if you're somebody who's listened to the entirety of Something Wicked and you're listening to Magus at the moment as well, then you will recognize that, Something Wicked kind of evolved into Magus, where rather than trying to talk about horror or kind of skirting the idea of horror, to be honest, we talked about magical and folkloric and interesting people on Magus without necessarily pretending that it's about crime all the time.
No, and although you end up then with Aleister Crowley, and it is a true crime episode.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of fruity stuff going on in Mages. But yeah, I mean, for me, it has been the bestiary. I think the bestiary has been incredibly exciting to do. It's the kind of thing that I imagine when I was a kid that I would eventually one day write about mythical beasts. Studying them all has been fascinating. It's really exciting to be near the end of it. And I've also haven't spoken about this before, but I'm hoping, I'm pretty certain it's coming out as a book. So the Three Ravens Bestiary will be another Three Ravens book, hopefully coming out in 2027, an A to Z of mythical creatures with original illustrations by our good friend Tom.
Tom is actually Katie's husband.
Yes.
Tom Patoyle. They're on social media as Creature Castle Art. Go check out their stuff. Amazing artists.
They're at the Satanic Flea Market in London.
Yes, so
tomorrow.
If you're heading down to the Satanic Flea Market at the weekend, you'll see them there.
So Tom is currently working on the illustrations for the Three Ravens Bestiary.
So all the creatures will have a beautiful illustration, which is amazing.
So there's going to be a few bits of Three Ravens original artwork coming your way soon. So there'll be the cover for Ghost Tales, which Ollie's nearly finished. We're hoping this weekend to be able to show it to people. And then we'll start to drip feed out the Three Ravens Bestiary creatures. And the hope is that Tom will be able to do illustrations to match the final episodes of the series over the summer. So each one should come out with the original illustration, which will then end up in the book. So basically,
that's pretty cool.
I'm going to be turning the episodes into kind of fun essays this is the idea. So it will tell you history, but in a light-hearted way with some footnotes. Not too many, but some.
Just a fun number.
Yeah, a fun number of
Maybe you should limit yourself to footnotes to equal the number of legs the creature has.
Yeah.
Or limbs.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, next question, and then I'm going to look at the questions that people have been asking in the box.
In the chat.
Okay.
In the chat.
Yeah.
One beer.
Shocking. One beer. Yeah. And not even.
Something you don't know about me because we edit everything is that I swear an awful lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And control it.
She does. I have to be careful. Question 3. Finally, you have talked a lot about the various folklore revivals throughout modern history. We definitely seem to be living through one right now, and you are making a huge contribution to that. Thank you, Emma, alongside other digital content creators. What factors do you think have influenced the current revival? And how is that similar or different to those from the past? Ooh, right. You have a go answering that question. I'm going to look at the chat.
It's a really interesting question. I think since the pandemic, there's obviously been a bit of a shift towards people wanting more traditional pursuits. I mean, there was a massive kind of exodus, wasn't there, from cities out into the countryside where people could, and that sense of trying to get back to nature and finally having a bit of time to slow down and do so. I think that was definitely a contributing factor in the folk revival thing. But also we're in the age of digitization and everything. We obviously have weighed in a little bit about the AI thing at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's a factor in it too. A lot of people are scared by that digital monster that's coming for all our creations and seeking an alternate route to that. And I think our current folk revival that we're in is a reaction to that. Although, of course, it started kind of before all this came to the forefront, because it feels like it's happened alarmingly quickly, which may be another reason for the current folk revival, the fast pace that technology and life and news and everything moves. And it can be seen, I guess, as a conscious slowing down, a conscious acknowledging time and processes. Things like traditional craft activities, which a lot of us enjoy. They take time. They involve actually sitting down and doing something with your hands and using your motor skills.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mary, for the happy birthday wishes, by the way. Lots of love for Something Wicked coming through in the chat.
You see.
That's so nice. Should we do a special Something Wicked episode?
Maybe.
Maybe I should put that out as a monthly Patreon exclusive, and people can vote on which topic I cover for a special Something Wicked later in the year.
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't it? That would be nice and interesting. Okay, I'm excited about that. And lots of people excited about the bestiary as well, which is great. And also some champions, not only of female subjects in podcasting, but also Hildy Bing Bongs in particular. I'm very happy. Billy the Conks. And Hildy Bing Bongs.
Watch out for Hildy Bing Bongs' sing-songs soon to go with the Billy the Conk song.
Zothamus the hippopotamus. Some of the crimes I've done.
Crimes against language. Crimes against serious historical figures.
Yes, okay.
I don't know if Zosimus of Panopolis was that serious.
No, neither do I.
The guy was a crazy alchemist. But
I finished my beer, I finished my cake, I'm now onto my mug.
So now you should answer about the folklore revival and any other questions that have appeared in the chat.
Okay.
Stop eating and start talking.
Yeah. So, all right, you eat and stop talking. So I think there are a few things that have all come together at once. I remember the 1990s. I'm an 80s kid. So I remember the 1990s were a time where technology just seemed like it was almost an unalloyed good. It was connecting us all together around the world. I remember when MSN Messenger came out and you could be messaging people in America or Australia or wherever it might be. And that was thrilling. It was the first time something like that had really been accessible to teenagers especially, but it felt very special. I think the international mood changed after September 11th, and I think that we all became much more anxious as a culture. The financial crisis on top of that we all suffered through, and then the sort of retraction or contraction of economies through the West blended up with an acceleration in tech. right? Because computers just got better and better and faster at the same time as living standards fell. And I think that as a consequence, we have a bit of an association between technology and those falls in living standards, and the kind of feeling that maybe we've already passed over a kind of crest and now we're on the downward slope. And the expectation is that living standards and everything else will get lower and lower as we move through the 21st century.
It may be a generational thing as well. I mean, we've noticed this in our audience trends, but I think across the folklore sphere more generally, it tends to be not the youngest. It's not Gen Z, is it?
No, interestingly.
And I think that's because our generation and above, we have this nostalgia for the pre-digital age, don't we? I mean, all of us will be like, well, when we were children, we used to go out on our bikes for 10 hours and our parents didn't want to see us, and that was the end, and wasn't it marvelous? You know, we'll do it though. And I do think there is this aspect of nostalgia for those forgotten days of innocence, which the younger generations just have never experienced because they're digital natives.
And so you combine those factors together with a lack of religious faith, which most of us experience. I feel like a lot of people have sort of fallen out of religious faith.
Not the same for everyone.
Yeah, but exactly. But you know, in general, trends, particularly in Great Britain, the number of people who are members of an organized religion has declined and declined.
Last year's census, for example, showed that religious people, it was under 50% for the first time ever.
Yeah, and so if you go back to the 19th century and you look at Nietzsche, philosopher, thus spake Zarathustra, and so on and so forth, he describes a kind of post-Christian world. He talks about how Western civilization has been underpinned by Christian ethics. For good or bad, it's been there. And now it's going to be gone because of the Enlightenment and because religious faith is not offering people what it used to do. What will replace it? And that's where you get all this talk of the Ubermensch, the Superman, the world controller, these people who've got the master mentalities and people who have a slave mentality. And a lack of virtues baked into the moral code of how people behave. This might not sound hugely relevant, but I feel like a century on from Nietzsche, we basically reached the point that Nietzsche was so afraid about, and it kind of made him go crazy, where morality didn't really exist anymore. It all become a kind of postmodern cultural relativism. Nothing was necessarily worse than anything else. Behaviors could be tested with impunity. Sometimes people were punished, but sometimes they weren't. And with the combination of neoliberal economics, we suddenly had massive wealth accumulation at the top and obviously people lower down suffering. Those people suffering are the folk. And in a world where it feels like establishments have removed every single ladder there is for the average person to climb up it, and power is more and more consolidated, there's a sense in which we are living through, in my opinion, this is all just my opinion, a kind of new feudalism. It's a digital feudalism where we've got these lords and kings who've got all the power, the people who run social media, and they run tech companies, and they run other businesses as well, nonetheless.
Amazon.
Yeah, and they're stock market traders and everything else, and they bet against markets, start wars, profit enormously.
And for most of us, those things don't affect us at all on a kind of
day-to-day basis,
tangible basis
in our houses. The economy gets worse, or jobs don't earn as much, and all these things. So there is a sense in which for the folk at the moment, I think, or for a share of the folk, for a share of people, they're looking for meaning, values, morality, ethics, quite old-fashioned beliefs that come from a time before the collapse of some of our community systems.
The kinds of things we're not seeing from the top.
No, and also because the top produces our entertainment, the entertainment often doesn't have that in either. Who became the hero of every single major TV series around the time of the millennium? It was psychopaths. It became, your Don Drapers and your Walter White, started with Tony Soprano.
Your massively overdeveloped muscle men, your Jason Stathams, etc.
But it was that idea that if you're an exceptional man, then you can break all of the laws.
Yeah.
And that is still the meme that these guys are, mostly guys, are running on and through. So why has the folklore revival happened? Well, I think it's happened because we don't have holy texts anymore. And I think that as much as folk tales are, trash, according to most, academics, and people don't care about them in esteemed circles so much, I think they are, in a way, holy texts. But I don't think they're holy texts that are necessarily written down, right? They're passed from person to person, they're reinterpreted, and they're used to help guide and inform us in the same way that religious parables used to be. So that's my long-winded answer. I'm sorry it went on for so long.
Because the thing about folktales is they're not private property.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
So what he's really saying is the revival is a rebellion, and we must rise up.
Of course it is.
Not like Owen Glendower. Please don't burn Cardiff or anywhere else.
Don't burn everything. Yeah. How about this one from Picnic's a Geek? I think the fact that movies and TV are churning out the same stuff they've always done, or remakes, people want good stories, and I think folklore has something timeless that TV and movies lost. Yeah. But it's also interesting, isn't it, how hard it is to find folkloric content on the telly or on or at the cinema, I guess I should say,
compared to how it was, certainly.
Bye Nat Monkey. Folktales tell the stories of the everyday folk with a nugget of truth reflecting our lives. Yeah, absolutely. Now, Eleanor, we said we'd do this for an hour.
Yes, we've done it for
an
hour
has passed.
And slightly more. I've still not eaten one piece of cake.
No, well, but now you don't have to be self-conscious about having a mouthful of cake on the internet. Which,
I was ever so slightly.
You've been worried about it all day.
I mean, there are channels for that.
Yeah.
And this isn't one of them usually. I mean, let's see how much the energy prices go up. We may have to diversify
into cake eating.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, spending time with us, telling your friends about what we do, and helping us to live our dream. This is our dream. And the kinder people in the community are to those outside of it, the more it spreads, and the more, despite some of the scary stuff that's going on, we help to change our little bits of the world, right? You can only be the change in your own life and world. It's very hard to stretch beyond yourself and the people that you know to change anything. So you can only really try and positively affect things that are close to you. We've broken slightly out of that bubble because of Three Ravens, and you guys are helping us to reach other people and to spread kindness and creativity and thoughtfulness. So we owe you everything. Hopefully you feel that we communicate that enough, because it's the truth, and we think about you guys all the time. And thank you so much for coming to our 3rd birthday live stream.
Thank you. Tell us your thoughts. If you wake up in the middle of the night and come to a deep conclusion about which order you'd like us to do the Scottish counties in, tell us.
Yes.
It's all good. And if you think of any questions that you didn't get the chance to ask or that we missed in the chat because I haven't got my glasses on and can't really see anything except cake, then send them to us and we'll do our best to answer them as ever.
Those of you who are in there who've messaged us know we get back to you. So yeah, email us, message us on whatever you like. We will eventually respond.
Sometimes it takes a few days or a week, but it happens.
And I'm going to go and do a bit more work on
what are you doing?
Marioneth share, because we've got to record it tomorrow. Eleanor, you're going to London on Sunday. What am I going to do?
Right like the wind, Martin.
Yeah, be the change you want to see. Thank you for all the hours of enjoyment. Thank you for all the hours of enjoyment. Thank you so much, everybody.
Enjoying it.
And we will speak to you again soon.
Speak to you again very, very soon. Well, is tomorrow Saturday?
Yes.
Don't know what day it is.
Local legends.
I will be back on with my interview with Dr. Jack Hunter tomorrow. It's a fun one. That's about ectoplasm and fairies and all sorts of fun things. It's great.
But while our live stream has gone this way, we'll go that way.
And remember, don't whistle till you're out of the woods.
Bye.